So we have here a response from MHRA to our own Debi Evans, answering a question that she raised on the MHRA as Enabler. And what they're saying here is that the MHRA are a regulator of medicines, provide medical and medical devices, and they are looking at the UK system to make sure that healthcare products in the UK are safe and effective. They then go on to say that transforming the way we innovate medicines to reach patients in the UK is not a nice to have or a must do. It's imperative. It's a must do. It's imperative, and the time to do this now. And that they are transforming the MHRA, making the regulator an enabler of innovation, a new innovative licensing and access pathways, establish new partnerships to support new medicines robustly and safely at the point of their development. So this is a move to change the nature of MHRA, and it's being trumpeted by Chief Executive Dr. June Rain. This took us to the MHRA corporate plan for 23 to 26. This is quite new. And they talk about their world-leading response to COVID-19. So this is something that they view as being very positive. But quite worryingly, they talk about balancing their responsibilities to maintain product safety and champion innovation. Now, that alone suggests there's a balance being made, there's a trade-off being made between product safety and innovation in products. And this seems to be an admission of a huge conflict of interest. Brian, have you anything to add to that?
Well, you've said it in a sentence there, David. This organisation sells itself to the public that is protecting our safety as a regulator, making sure that pharmaceutical products are safe. But actually what it's doing in another room is working hand in glove with the pharmaceutical industry to speed through their products and make them as much profit as possible. This is poacher and gamekeeper. And in safety and risk, I would suggest you can't have a foot in both camps.
Yeah, so they then say our critical priority is to protect and improve public health. This is the golden thread through our work. Okay, that's very good. But they then talk about a risk proportionate regulation. And the summary of this is they wish to have a balance between the risks and benefits. And you see this here. They say patients and the public rely on us to ensure that all medical products used in the UK meet the necessary standards of safety. They don't say safe, and they don't say effective, the necessary standards of safety and effectiveness and quality. We retain our independence in making data-driven regulatory decisions, consulting our independent expert committees to ensure that the balance of risk and benefit is positive. Not vastly positive, just positive. And so if it's a risk assessment and it's a balance between the harm we're doing and the benefit we're doing. And as long as it's positive, that seems to be okay. Yep. And it goes on, they go through, they raise issues here that they want to become more proactive and they want to involve patients. Transpires one of the ways they want to involve patients is if you report to the yellow card scheme, they're going to encourage you to give a sample of your DNA for analysis. Because if you're reporting to the yellow card scheme, it must be your fault, Brian.
Well, there's that, but also this is providing that information to the pharmaceutical industry to better innovate their products. So there's a number of angles from that one, David.
Yes, and the report here, we are at a pivotal moment in our evolution, and we have a unique opportunity to further our mission to protect and improve public health through scientific expertise and risk proportionate and agile regulation of medical products. We'll continue to balance keeping patients safe and enabling the developments of innovative new medical products. Again, there's a balance between safety and other interests. In what world should the medical regulator have to balance safety with anything? It just seems very, very strange. We're seeing them also block vaccine-injured people on Twitter, as you see here, and then unblock them when they realise that's playing very badly. They're not addressing the concerns over clinical research and the quality of clinical research that people such as Marcia Angel, former editor of the New England Journal of Medicine, has highlighted. And very quickly just go on to, we are seeing COVID-19 being pushed as a threat once again. Here, Sky News are pushing this. And the World Health Organization is saying the same thing. We urge governments to maintain, not dismantle, the systems they built for COVID-19. So this is all to be, we're meant to be still afraid. But this isn't working. We'll see here a little video that illustrates that people are not, have even in the mainstream, have seen through the fear.
The weird thing that happened around COVID, I'd never noticed this before in any other time in my life, but you weren't allowed to ask questions at any point during this. You just had to do what the man on the TV said, right? You had to do what the man on the TV said without questions, and then you're a good person. But if you question it, then you're a white supremacist Trumper. They're like, whoa, no. No, I didn't vote for Trump. I just have questions. Jimmy, only dumb people ask questions. Isn't that weird? It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Even comedians would get on stage and they would shame people for trying to get informed about a medical treatment that was experimental, that they had to take or they would lose their jobs and they wouldn't be able to travel. And when people tried to get informed about that, other people shamed them. They would say, please tell me you're not going to do your own research. You've heard people say that. Please don't do your own research. You know, before COVID, doing your own research used to be called reading. Now you're shaming me for reading? At the behest of Big Pharma? It's like I woke up in the middle of a Bill Hicks bit. Well, looks like we got ourselves a reader. That's how much people internalized the propaganda from Big Pharma, was that they would be anti-intellectual enough to shame people for reading while they're wagging their finger at them for doing it. You would never shame people for trying to get informed, no matter what other subject it was, no matter how unimportant. Like if I say, hey, I'm gonna go buy a car. Don't look into it. Well, how will I know which car to get? Ask the salesman. He's the expert. What are you, Henry Ford?
Well, there we are. Sometimes it takes humour to cut to the chase. And the comment about the used car was the one that said it all. Would you buy the used car without any advice or thought into what you were doing? The answer's no. It's a vaccine. It should also be no. Let's bring in Mark Anderson.